Up right now. Hey, did you hear the one about the woman who walked into a restaurant and walked out with the bathroom sink? Oh, you got to see it to believe it.
Also coming up, forget ladies who lunch. It's all about ladies who launch. The star power booked on the next round trip rocket trip.
You got to think of the shape of that airline. Anyway, a little bit later on, you soda lovers, you're losing some serious personal time with each can that you
Don't tell me
drink.
that.
Yeah, latest health studies coming your way.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English. Man, you have found the right spot, haven't they, James? This is Daily Flash. This is Daily Flash. That's sweet baby James keeping the camera crew in check. I'm Mitch. Andrea. Right over there is Maddie. Tat. Maddie.
Do you guys have your Zen thing you do to kind of clear your mind over a weekend or just a lazy day?
I will lay. I have the sound machine on my phone, and it zones me out.
Good.
I can do that. But I don't do it too much.
I sit out on the porch and clean my shoes, just with a brush and my cleaner, and it's me and my shoes and my cat. Just outside on the porch.
Is it on your Cracker Barrel rocker?
Yeah, well, kind of. If a lawn chair counts.
Stay away from old man Doolittle. He's out there cleaning his
with his cat on a leash.
With his cat on a leash.
With the cat on the leash.
We put the cat on the leash. He hangs out with me on the patio.
Oh, Matt, what a vision.
Not ashamed of it either.
You shouldn't. Embrace it.
That's sad.
I'm married too.
I got 1 year anniversary coming up.
Yeah, you're married and he doesn't care. Yeah. You know, you get to that point. You're married, like, whatever,
100%.
who cares? Okay, this freaked me out. Did you hear about the guy? Did you hear about the guy?
I heard about the guy.
He recently underwent eye surgery. They put an eye lens in one of his own teeth and implanted the tooth into his eye. Apparently, this surgery has happened in several places around the world. What they do is they pulled his tooth, they implanted the lens for his eye. Then what they did is they re-implanted the tooth into his cheek for about 3 months so it could grow skin, grow some tissue, so that when they put it back into his eye, they could sew the tissue into the eyeball. And now he can actually see.
Is
that the most bizarre thing ever?
He can give those cutting looks now too, right?
Yes.
And like the person thought of it, because I could see it. Like you need to generate it,
right?
And your mouth has tons of bacteria that maybe I would help make it grow faster. But that I would never thought to wind up in your eye.
And they're saying that what a tooth is made of is malleable and it works within the eye somehow, some way. I don't know. This is way too complicated for me. But they're saying that the tooth is the perfect thing for the eye to install a lens.
You eat with your eyes.
That is true.
Your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
That is a great point, Braden. So anyway, there you go. It happened in Canada. He's the first Canadian to ever have it done.
Wow. Oh, wow. And where that is going to lead to, much like our scientific breakthroughs, or because Botox was about sweat and now it's
headaches.
about that.
Yeah.
So what the next step of that is what freaks me out. I would have never put that together.
Me
That's
neither.
Sci-fi
When I saw
stuff.
that, I'm like, come on, this cannot be real. Why are we putting lenses in teeth? Like, it just does not make sense.
From Star Trek, the banana clip. They're going to be wearing banana clips so we can see. It's the future. That is incredible.
Right.
That is incredible. And to be able to, how long it's going to last, I would imagine,
It's a good question as long as
change your eyes.
Yeah, as long as it takes, but they're saying this is kind of a last resort for someone who is going blind. And this is an opportunity for them to try and correct the vision. Somehow, some way, the tooth is the perfect material for the contact lens because it melts with the eye, but the key is growing the tooth in the cheek after they've implanted the contact or the lens so that it has tissue and it can...
I got some spit in my eye. No, that's your tooth,
Could you imagine?
We go now to the UK. A restaurant owner over there shocked when he found out a woman walked into his eatery and just walked out with his bathroom sink.
Come on.
Everything, including the bathroom sink. 72-year-old Robert Melman, he says that he has seen a lot of things in the 25 years he's had that business, but this one pretty much takes the cake. A member of his cleaning staff sent him a photo showing him that one of his $1,900 sinks stolen. Robert checked the security footage and found a woman walking into the restroom with a large empty bag. 10 minutes later, this lady's quite the plumber, walks out with a bag stuffed with something. After she left, the staff actually noticed that the sink and the pipes were completely gone altogether. Wow. So to show you like how quick she is, she knew what she was doing, number one. But $1,900, which would probably wind up in her house, I would imagine.
I'm thinking so, because I guess the way these bathrooms are set up, they're all individual. So she could go into an individual stall, and each one had one of these wonderful sinks. So I'm guessing she loved the sink and she couldn't afford it. So she's like, I'm just going to go in and take it myself.
The same lady took your tree.
100%, Matt.
Yeah.
Yes, she's got a tree and the sink.
Okay, and if you look at the sink, it's one of these bowls. Basically, is what I mean. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It matches the decor. But if somebody thought, well, I could put this in my house. Meanwhile, in the same country, Winston Churchill's toilet. Did you hear about this? Like a bunch of guys, he had this $3 million toilet that was in his house. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up.
Okay.
And almost about a year ago, it was stolen. And they can't find it. They think they cut it up and melted it down. 100%.
Was it made out of gold?
It was complete gold. It was called America. The artist who made it called it America. And it was in Winston Churchill's house. So they have basically an affluency of wanting to get appliances and kitchen sinks and everything over there in the UK. So.
Must be the weather.
No, I think you might be right.
Well, you've heard of the ladies who lunch, right?
Yeah.
Well, get ready for the ladies who launch. Katy Perry, Gayle King, and Lauren Sanchez are heading to space on Blue Origin's next space flight. It will be an all-female crew of space tourists. The trio will be joined by a former NASA scientist, a civil rights activist, and a film producer. Now,
how can you put them up in that spaceship?
I'm with you, Mitch.
It's about the aerodynamics.
Okay.
Yes. Very true. Gayle King says that she spoke with her kids and, of course, her best friend Oprah before she accepted the invitation. Sanchez is the fiance of Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos,
that's one way to get a seat.
who owns the rocket. She says that she's the one who handpicked the crew for the girls' space trip. The mission will mark the 11th flight for Blue Origin.
Is this a little bit of life imitating art? Because the morning show with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. Yeah. You're talking about jumping the shark.
Yeah.
So, Jennifer Aniston was supposed to go in outer space, and the last minute, she backs out, and Reese Witherspoon, because, they can put people in outer space on a moment's notice, apparently. Course. And when I started watching it, I go, boy, this show's, well, now it's happening, so,
So, do we want to place bets on Gayle King backing out at the last minute?
Do you think remember when she took that road trip with
Oprah?
And she didn't know how to put gasoline in the car, allegedly?
Yeah.
So I could see that. She's 70 years old.
Gayle King is 70?
She's up there.
Wow.
And it just pays to have a good best friend.
I mean, Shatner went up in one of those, and he's in his 90s.
Yes.
So,
I think he went up in the first one, didn't he?
I believe so.
Was it Blue Origin, or was it the Virgin guys rocket?
No, it was Blue Origin.
Okay.
And he said it ruined him. He said that view, is the most beautiful view he ever saw. And it like really messed with his mind. It's like, imagine as you get his age, you become very, perspective on things.
Yeah.
And he said that he started crying when he saw the Earth. So, I mean, it's pretty wild to be able to do that.
Now here's my argument with this whole thing. I think it's great that they're going up. They are not astronauts.
Okay,
they are space tourists. They are not astronauts.
And if you're an astronaut, you should be offended if somebody says you're just going up there, because they're really not doing anything. They're just sitting up.
There, they go up and they come right back down.
All right. Last week we told you about the hot dogs and their effect on your lifespan. Remember that? Eat a hot dog, you take 12 minutes off your life. Well, we have some bad news for those of us who drink a lot of soda. Researchers say your favorite carbonated beverage might be shaving off years of your life. Now, according to a new study, you could be shaving off about 12 minutes of your lifespan every time you reach for your favorite sweet beverage, carbonated beverage. Scientists at the University of Michigan focused their study on sodas like Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew. They contain some of the highest amounts of sugar altogether. So I think it's I don't see how they can tell if 12 minutes is off, but if you want, I think it does, just like they did this with cigarettes. They say, it takes a half hour off your life.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying about these. And these high levels of sugar obviously are not good for you. I think every nutritionist and dietitian will tell you, if you're going to do anything, get out of the sugar business.
But I also think it's better to talk about these things in moderation, because people do like soda. They do like hot dogs. Don't have 12 of them in one sitting. I mean, it's okay to have one here, one there. And I get tired of these things, because next week we'll have another story that says, soda's great for you. It has some benefit.
Every time I go to Costco, I'm dropping a half hour because I get a hot dog and a Pepsi on my way out. So I'm dropping about half hour off my life from Costco.
Can we pick the 12 minutes we want to see? Yeah. I'm okay with it. I'll drink some.
Those last 3 years.
Sometimes in the show, I'm
start timing those out.
D block, E block. I'll take them out.
Can I cut those 12 minutes out?
Go give me a Coca-Cola. Tell you what, we have got Catherine Celery, one of my favorites. We're going to be doing some parenthood. We're talking about the art of the deal with toddlers, and it's much more difficult than you might actually think.
I can imagine.
Our expert's going to tell you about that. All right, we got more, don't we?
We do. Stay with us. Daily Flash returns right after this.
When you ground black pepper, a lot of the aromas, the oils, the nuances get lost. It just dulls it straight away. So you always want to make sure you use freshly milled pepper or ground pepper. And that stuff what you buy in the square, what's been pre-ground, it could have been ground when George Washington was in office. Who knows? It's dusty, it's musty, and it's pretty pointless. When you're purchasing a pepper mill, always purchase one with a clear. See the way it's clear? The wooden ones look aesthetically great, but you can't see how many peppercorns are left in there. So what happens is you grind and you run out of peppercorns, and then you're like, sausages, what am I going to do? So always, if you can, purchase this. I like Cole and Mason. I think they do a really good job. They're not sponsoring the segment. And when it does come to ground pepper, white pepper, I use a lot of white pepper in my cookery. This is great because it hasn't got the husk on it. There you go, Pepper 101.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's time for us to visit the parenthood. If you're a parent of a toddler, you probably struggle with daily battles really over the most simplest things, right? Well, joining us now is parenting expert Catherine Celery. She has tips on how to turn everyday toddler negotiations into actual valuable life lessons. Catherine, welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's set up the age limit that we're talking about. From 0 to about what age are we talking about with all these negotiations?
Usually around, it could be as old as 4,
Okay.
But yeah, I think you could give yourself a little bit of bandwidth there if you're a parent.
Okay. which you do, because some kids never grow up like myself. So I totally get it. I just want to kind of lay out a nice basis of it all. You say there's 4 tips that parents should understand. First off is understanding the why behind the resistance. Explain that, and how can we overcome that?
Yeah, what's really going on beneath the surface is the key here. So that your toddlers push back, and the difficulty you're experiencing because of that is not just about being defiant or, any of those nasty words, but it's really they have the desire for autonomy and control over their world, even though they're little people. So don't shut down those requests with a hard no. Acknowledge their feelings first. Like, I see that you really want to keep playing. I get it. Playing is really fun. This small little shift that validates their emotions and makes them feel more receptive then to finding solutions, because they feel like they're seen, even though they're little people.
And, that kind of leads us into your next tip, because we're talking about choices. And it seems like even up to adults, if you offer a choice instead of a command, it comes over. How does that help a child?
So kids thrive when they feel like they have some control, and giving choices within limits gives them that choice to choose it. So it shifts out of the power struggle into a win-win. So instead of saying, put on your shoes now, or do you want to wear the red shoes or the blue shoes? You see the shift there?
Big time.
It's just a little simple strategy where it's like, we're still talking about shoes, but choose this one or this one.
I love that idea. And it makes them feel important. It gives them, like you've given them value. I totally can understand that.
Yeah.
Something I'm going through, which negotiations happens all the way to 18, 19, until they're adults even sometimes. But negotiations, it seems like that's all kids want to do. They want to make sure that they're getting something out of it. You say you could turn that into a collaboration? Explain how.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of viewing those moments as battles to be won, involve your child in solving the problem together. So if your toddler insists on wearing their pajamas to preschool, instead of saying, absolutely not, you have to change, try, I see you really want to wear your pajamas because they're comfy. I wonder if we can find a comfy outfit that works for school too.
That makes sense.
This invites them into the solution, giving them a sense of autonomy again, while still guiding them toward an acceptable outcome that's good for both of you. So the kids, if they feel like their input matters, they do become more cooperative and invested in the decision without feeling like the rules are being forced on them. And then you activate the 3 R's again: retaliation, rebellion, and resistance. We never want to activate those.
It makes a lot of sense. I think with the negotiations, what do you do? And they're like, you say, hey, you go to bed. It's like, well, if I go to bed, maybe they try to get something out of the deal, like, let's say brushing your teeth. Can I have something to eat before I brush my teeth? Do you let them kind of have a little bit? Is it a give and take, or is it a case by case kind of situation?
I think as far as, what you're prepared to give, it's really just about collaborative problem solving. And if you begin to develop those skills with little children, then they begin to understand, like, they matter too. They have their side. That doesn't mean you relinquish your, need to be the CEO of the family, but it does take into consideration some of what might be going on inside of them.
Okay. Let's talk about self-regulation, because obviously we want them to grow up to be normal adults where they can do things on their own and make decisions. How do you help them build those skills?
Yeah. So big emotions, big feelings often lead to big meltdowns.
I'll agree with that.
Right? I mean, So when kids don't feel, heard or seen, they feel unheard and powerless.
Okay.
When tensions rise, help your kids calm down. Co-regulate with them instead of escalating it with stop crying. It's not a big deal. I could say instead, I see you're really upset. Let's take a deep breath together. Simple techniques. Naming it, there's this expression, name it to tame it. So name the emotion, mirror your calm energy by breathing together with them. It can help them build the resilience over time.
All right. And I would imagine too, just getting to their level plays a big role, because we're so much taller. We're always talking down to them. I imagine that would help.
You're so on it. I mean,
because I listen to you.
Totally. Join them at their level.
Yeah. I love it. Catherine, I love having you on the show. You just great information all around. And we want people at home to get involved in this as well. In order for you to be able to do it, all you have to do is head by our website, dailyflashshow.com, or just go to freeparentingbook.com. There you can get it actually and get great advice from Catherine Sellery. All right, we have more Flash coming up with today's trends and tomorrow's talk. Don't go anywhere. Hey everybody, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's Thursday. That means it's time to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on BritBox is the historical mini-series Cruel Love, the Ruth Ellis story.
We've just seen the body of David Blakely at Hampstead Mortuary.
David?
I understand you know something about it.
I am guilty. I'm rather confused.
The film focuses on Ruth Ellis, from her career as a nightclub manager to her violent relationship with the man she killed in cold blood, and her arrest, trial, and legal battle. I caught up with series star Lucy Boynton.
I think people will be surprised that they don't know Ruth Ellis's case to begin with. It changed the judicial system in the UK, but it's a pivotal case, and it was shocking at the time, even more so now through a contemporary lens. And I think people will be unsettled by the familiarity of so many elements. And again, I hope it's a real catalyst for examining how our judicial system treats women.
Cruel Love, the Ruth Ellis story, is a deep, engaging, and emotional bio-series about a woman unfairly judged in the press and by society. Lucy Boynton puts in a tremendous performance as Ruth Ellis, and it's not to be missed. Again, it's streaming on BritBox and gets an A. It's not rated. Entering its third season on Amazon Prime is the action spy series Reacher.
Mr. Reacher, we're looking into the owner of a rug import business called Bazaar Bazaar.
Let me guess, DEA thinks he's in business with bad people.
You know him?
I thought I killed him years ago.
What did he do to you?
He didn't do anything to me.
Maybe we can help each other out.
In Season 3, Reacher's attempt to thwart a kidnapping brings him into contact with mysterious businessman Zachary Beck. I chatted with star Alan Richson.
You know, Reacher's escapism and wish fulfillment at its finest. You know, we see, there's a little bit of Reacher in all of us, and I think we like to know that there's a place for somebody like Reacher in the world, even if that's only on TV, you know, so it's fun to enjoy seeing ourselves on screen in a way, you know.
Reacher continues to be one of the best series streaming as it offers a terrific mix of action, intrigue, and humor. Again, it's streaming on Amazon Prime and gets an A. It's rated TVMA. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Hey, welcome to your daily digits for this week. Your first number this week is 2, and that is if you want to attend Firefest 2 and get those yummy cheese Sammies. A little background for you though. The founder of Firefest, Billy McFarland, is a convicted scam artist. He served 6 years in prison for his first Fire Festival, and now that he's served his time, he's trying it again. Tickets for Fire Festival are on sale now, but should you really go buy them? Well, unless you enjoy paying for a VIP experience that doesn't really exist, maybe not. Experts say if you're looking to pay for a disappointment, congratulations, you found it. And a quick note, the Mexican government says they know nothing about it, where it's supposed to take place. However, Mitch and I will be there. Don't tell the boss we're putting it on the corporate card. Your next number today is 12. Now talk about a home run. A 12-year-old boy in Indiana just hit the jackpot without even swinging a bat. He was going through some old baseball cards with his grandfather, and they came across one signed by the great Bambino himself, Babe Ruth. No word on whether he plans to sell it or keep it. Either way, it looks like Grandpa's attic just became the most valuable room in the house. And now if my grandkid pulls one of that, he instantly becomes Grandpa's favorite. Let's run down and sell that thing real quick. Now, your last number today is 2, and that is in $2 million. It's in a train heist straight out of a Hollywood movie. Thieves out west have stolen more than $2 million worth of Nike sneakers. The stash included brand new Air Jordans that have yet to be released. Police have arrested 11 people using tracking devices hidden inside those shoe boxes. Looks like the Wild West is back this time with designer sneakers. Now, now, I've never done this, so hang on, hear me out. Just put this on here. Yeah, ta-da, ta-da. I got the 12 o'clock from Albuquerque I got to catch, so you guys keep doing the show. I'll make sure those trackers are on there. I gotta go see a guy about a train. I gotta.
Very nice, Matt. It kind of looked like the Tampa Bay Bandits logo. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but very, very cool stuff there. And also, too, I think that's an inside job with these Nike shoes, man, because to know where they're at exactly is really, really wild. And then as much as they are is even crazier. Hey, we got more Flash coming up right around the corner with today's trends and tomorrow's talk. Of course, we always have wide open for you on our website, dailyflashshow.com. There you can go and check out entire shows. Anything that we've talked about, you can watch again. You can also find links that will take you to get more information. Where is it? Well, it's on our website, and you know exactly where that is, dailyflashshow.com. We got more of today's trends, tomorrow's talk.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
We've got great today's trends and tomorrow's talk actually coming up here on the show. And it looks like if you have a dog, we got some good news for you. You have 2 dogs.
I have 2 dogs.
Big old dogs.
Big ones.
That they have a new anti-aging pill for dogs that the FDA has just released. It's actually groundbreaking, believe it or not.
Really?
There is some, it's going to help out your pet's vitality. It's actually going to make them feel a bit better as they're older and such, and actually could prolong their death or make them healthier as they get older. There's some requirements. The pet has to be at least 14 pounds right now, and it has to be at least 10 years old.
Okay.
And basically, it's just a pill, an anti-aging pill. I guess you have to either hide in a pice of cheese or...
Yeah, because pets always love they always love medication.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
But hey, if it's going to make you live longer, pup. It also basically aims to help give about an extra year, and this is a big deal because we think as humans, well, if we could do it with dogs. They are kind of testing it out, even though the FDA has approved it. They're saying that the dog's life can be prolonged by at least 1 year.
I guess my question is that quality of life then, if you're extending it for an extra year? Like, what does it do? Does it help the joints feel better? Does it help them move better? Like, how are you extending their lives?
I think they don't really mention one-on-one on that. I would imagine there is all kinds of benchmarks that the pet would have to have. Like if it's got bad joints, it's not going to cure it. But if the dog is relatively healthy, and after 10 years, they generally are somewhat, but it'll give them just a little bit more pet. Basically, it sounds like they're just giving them like a B12 shot, I guess, for every day, I guess this pill would be able to do.
Money on humans taking these while they're giving one to their pet?
While they're doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, didn't we just have the Substance, a documentary that was up for an Oscar, kind of show us what happened?
That's true.
Yes.
Wow.
So
when you start messing around with that stuff.
When you start seeing people walking around sniffing in places they shouldn't, they're taking the pill, right? Or like when they go to sit down, they walk around
That's a night in Orlando.
Some people pay extra for that. And they take a pill.
That's an extra $20.
It's extra 20, says Matt.
Oh my goodness. All right. A restaurant owner in the UK was shocked when he found out a woman walked into his eatery and then walked out with his bathroom sink, believe it or not. 72-year-old Robert Melman says he has seen a lot of things in his 25 years in the restaurant biz, but this one takes the cake. A member of his cleaning staff sent him a photo showing him that one of his $1,900 sinks was stolen. Robert checked the security footage, found a woman walking right into the restroom with a large empty bag. About 10 minutes later, she walks right back out with the bag stuffed with something. Well, after she left, the staff noticed both the sink and the pipes were gone. So she didn't just take the sink, she took everything with it.
She knew what it was.
She totally knew what it was.
$1,900.
Yeah.
And you see what it is. It's basically a bowl.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, it's really nice. But here's the thing. There's cameras everywhere, man. Why don't people get that?
Especially in Britain, like in London, the cameras there are insane.
True.
So it's just like, how do you not know you're being watched like at every moment of your life?
People forget about it.
Yeah.
Just what you do,
This is true.
And I guess the only way you can find it is you go to your house. And if you go to your house and you see that bowl, well, she's a thief.
She ripped it off.
All right, you heard about the ladies who lunch, right? Everybody's heard that. Well, get ready for ladies who launch. Katy Perry, Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez are all headed to space, exactly, on Blue Origin's next space flight. It's going to be an all-female crew. That means they won't ask for directions. They'll get to the place where they want on time.
Yes.
So I'll give them that. Trio is going to be joined by a former NASA scientist, a civil rights activist, and a film producer. Now, King says that she spoke with her kids and her best friend Oprah before she actually accepted the invitation. Sanchez is the fiance of Amazon CEO. Hey, sure, I can get you out of here, Jeff Bezos. He actually owns the rocket. She says that she's the one who actually handpicked the crew for the girls' space trip. The mission is going to mark the 11th flight for Blue Origin. And my saying is, didn't we learn anything from Thelma and Louise? Didn't anything at all. Is there Brad Pitt involved in this?
My question is Jeff Bezos having second thoughts?
I would, right? And again, they're not astronauts. These are space tourists. Please keep that in mind.
Yes.
Speaking of traveling, with a group or solo, I'm going to tell you how to do it solo on Hey everybody, it's time for a little air, land, land and sea, it's time for a little flash travel. Let's talk about something that's really a total game changer. We're talking about traveling solo. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mitch, that sounds a little lonely. And sure, eating dinner alone might feel awkward if you spend the whole meal staring at your phone, fake texting people. Guilty. But we got a little secret for you. Traveling alone is actually absolute freedom. No compromises, no waiting on someone who needs just 10 minutes, which, by the way, it's actually 40 minutes. And the best of all, you actually get to be as selfish as you want. So whether you want a little adventure, maybe a little soul searching, or just an excuse to eat your weight in croissants without judgment, here are my 5 top tips for traveling solo. Let's jump on in it, shall we? Here's our first tip. If this is your first solo trip, let's not start with a backpack, a jungle, and a vague hope for survival. Ease into it, okay? Go somewhere that's actually known for being solo friendly. Keep these things in mind and look for cities with great public transportation. You don't want to rent a car in a country where they actually drive on the opposite side of the road, right? Destinations where your native language is widely spoken is also a great idea. Or even a domestic trip. Now remember, you don't have to cross an ocean to actually have an adventure. Now something we could take with us on these days are our smartphones, but keep this in mind. Solo travel is kind of like dating. You start off with like coffee, not, hey, want to move in together? I get it. You want to show everybody your amazing trip in real time. But if you spend the whole time staring at a screen, you're going to be missing out on the actual experience. Keep that in mind. Also, check in with family because if you don't, they're going to assume you've been taken, but also put the phone down and talk to locals. Get lost on purpose. Order something on the menu that you don't understand. Worst case scenario, you discover you hate things like pickled herring. And a pro tip, turn on the share my location with a trusted friend. That way, if you go missing, they'll at least know where you were, at least at that highly rated gelato shop. Am I right? All right, next tip is traveling solo is all about freedom. But keep in mind, let's not be too spontaneous. Book your first night stay and have a general idea of what you want to see. But don't overschedule yourself. Leave space for, say, random, unexpected magic. Well, because that's where the best travel stories happen. Like maybe you stumble into a festival you didn't even know existed, or maybe you end up at a cafe where an old man tells you the best story of your life. Or maybe, just be honest, maybe you're just sleeping in without guilt because no one's actually dragging you out to do something at a 7 a.m. hike. Keep in mind. Look, I love options as much as the next person, but you don't need 12 outfits for a 5-day trip. Am I right? Pack carry-on only. Trust me, the last thing you want is to be wrestling a giant suitcase with up 5 flights of stairs, all into the charming but elevator-less European buildings. They're out there. This is what you can do. First off, make sure you have a comfortable pair of shoes, singular, not 5, a crossbody bag, because pickpockets do exist out there, a solid adapter, because foreign outlets, well, they're really tiny tricksters. And more importantly, a portable charger. Nothing will ruin your trip faster than being lost with 2% battery, trying to remember how to say help in Italian. Okay, so if you have to like hanging out with yourself, this is the great way you do it. You just take yourself out to dinner. Enjoy a long walk. Sit in a cafe and just watch the world go by. You'll be amazed about how much more you see when you're not distracted by conversation or that phone. And if you feel lonely, well, just strike up a conversation. Locals are the way easier, and they love actually chatting with a solo travel than maybe a group of tourists. Some of the best travel stories come from random encounters, like the time I met that 80-year-old dude from Spain, and he once told me he danced with Audrey Hepburn. Was it true? No idea. It's a great story, nevertheless. Look, traveling solo doesn't have to be about being alone. It's about being free to explore, free to make your own decisions, and free to eat cake for breakfast with zero judgment. So book that flight and pack light and be open to new experiences. Share them with us as well. Head to our website, flashtraveltv.com.
Dairy brand Puck has launched a heartfelt initiative this Ramadan to support mothers and families in Lebanon. It's a way to help them rebuild their lives through the power of food.
When a food recipe travels without borders, goes to places even the mom herself haven't been to, that's not just food. That's power, that's freedom. Recipe for Change represents a tribute to the unsung heroes of Lebanon, the resilient moms that through the toughest time kept a smile and hope.
إنه فل من هون من لبنان؟ لا. خلقت هون، عشت هون. مدرستي هون، عذابي هون. بس بحس بغصة.
أنا بحياتي مش طالعة من لبنان، مش برمته، حتى من كفركلة مش طالعة كتير. طبخت تسافر وتسبقني.
هاي رسالة انكتبت بخط ايدها لأمي الله يرحمها، كاتبينها على كرتونة عيلة خسة كلينكس.
Every recipe holds a small piece of Lebanon, a story of it, the background, where it comes from. It is a groundbreaking business model where we actually got these moms, their recipes, their tradition cherished and brought to international menus around the world.
أنا كتير مبسوطة شيف إنه صارت الريسيت بين إيديكم.
أكيد نحن أكتر وبنيالي أمينة بدك تقولي صارت.
يعني ما بتخيل إنه هالبية بالكونات البسيطة إنه حتصير بالمطاعم برا وهي اسمها حتكون وصفة فيفيان.
هلا صرتي مشهورة.
This isn't charity, it's empowerment. These women aren't receiving aid, they're receiving orders, and they're really turning their struggles into strength. Basically, we transform these poor consumers, these moms, into business partners. And not only as a business partner today, but on the long term, bringing their cherished recipes, keeping their tradition alive and values all over the world.
Well, it looks like there's one company that's looking for the perfect puppy and kitten to become their new chief snuggle officers. Dr. Callie Harris joins us now with more information about this fun contest. Hey there, Dr. Harris.
Thank you so much. We are both super excited to be here. And when I say we, I want to introduce you to my assistant. This is Blue, and he is an adorable, adoptable puppy located here in New York.
All right, so how does a puppy or even a kitten become a chief snuggle officer?
So we all know that puppies and kittens bring so much joy to us. And so Purina Puppy Chow and Kitten Chow, we invited our pet parents to submit applicants for the cuddliest, the sweetest, the best puppy and kitten. And we've narrowed it down to 6 finalists.
Let's talk about nutrition. How important is it for those kittens and puppies?
So good nutrition is paramount, and especially during this critical phase of their life, which is that first year, we want to make sure that they are feeding a food like a Purina Puppy Chow, a Kitten Chow that's formulated to have the right set of nutrients. In fact, Blue is hungry right now. It has to have the right set of nutrients, which is going to be that high quality protein to support strong muscles. We're also looking for a formula to contain antioxidants for immune support. We also want good amounts of calcium to help with those strong, healthy bones. And then we're just looking for it to promote energy for these guys, which Blue has a lot of.
Pet owners out there want more info. Where do they need to go?
Yes, so as I mentioned before, we have already narrowed it down to 6 finalists, 3 puppies, 3 kittens. So we need your help to pick your favorite ones. So you can go to chowcontest.purina.com to cast your vote.
Thank you, Doc. We'll have more information on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Taking good care of your feet is often overlooked when it comes to health and wellness. Here's what you need to know.
With 3 out of 4 Americans suffering from foot pain, addressing foot health is critical. Barefoot shoes like those from Hike Footwear, who I've teamed up with today, are designed to promote natural foot movement, which keeps everything aligned. When your feet move naturally and are properly supported, your posture improves, joint pain diminishes, and activities that you've avoided suddenly become possible again. The zero-drop design, where your toes and heel are level, aligns your spine properly, reducing knee and back strain. Plus, the thin responsive sole allows your feet to sense the ground, developing stronger foot muscles. I love the HF Cloud and Lorax style from Hike Footwear. They're a lightweight, supportive shoe that's perfect for walking, daily errands, and travel. The Azura and Lorax winter model provide the same therapeutic benefits with added weather protection and warmth. They also have great options for the kids that promote healthy foot development and better balance. To learn more, you can head over to hike-footwear.com.
Celebrity lifestyle and wellness expert Seema Cohen joins us now to share some must-have spring essentials. Seema, welcome back to Daily Flash. It looks like you got some great things for spring. Tell us about them.
Meet Scoop Whole Beauty, the future of truly clean, refillable beauty. Their award-winning Australian-made formulas are vegan, cruelty-free, and palm oil-free, crafted with 100% non-toxic, skin-loving ingredients, packaged in plastic-free, refillable bamboo and glass. They redefine beauty with sustainability at the core. Crafted at Scoop Whole Foods Australia's zero waste expert. Shop now at scoopwholebeauty.com.
Seema, you know what? Springtime. It's I see some pickles in front of you. Those look delicious. Tell me about them, and I want one right now.
Meet your new pantry staple, Rick's Picks. This Brooklyn-based pickle brand has crafted bold, all-natural pickles since 2004. Elevate your charcuterie, salads, barbecues, and celebrate 21 years of pickle perfection. Get 20% off single jars with code DAILY20 at rickspicks.com until March 31st. Available on Faire, Amazon, and Instacart. Physicians Formula's dual-ended makeup sticks offer a velvet finish on one side and a glossy, buildable finish on the other. Perfect for cheeks, eyes, and lips. These travel-friendly, affordable sticks deliver a bronze premium look. They have been trusted since 1937 for attainable dermatologist tested. Hypoallergenic beauty. Find them at physiciansformula.com. All right. Rad Rev is a bag company created by a mom in the Pacific Northwest. They make purses, travel bags, and pouches of all kinds. Owned and operated by women and on a mission to make bags that are never boring, with fun interior prints and new limited release launches every Monday. Find them at radrevshop.com.
Seema, you always have great stuff. Thank you so much. And if you want to find out more information, just follow Seema on Instagram at Seema Cohen Official. Back to Daily Flash. On February 28th, American Express and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation announced the grantees for the Small Business Hurricane Recovery Grant Program. Following Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the organizers provided $5,000 grants to 1,000 small businesses last October. Thanks to the Small Business Saturday Giving Pledge, an additional $5 million helped an additional 1,000 small businesses in disaster-affected states. And we are thrilled to share that we are actually one of the recipients. So a huge thank you to American Express and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation for their support. For more information, visit American Express and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation websites.
A young woman embarks on a journey of self-discovery as she works through a list of life goals. This is today's must-watch movie, The Life List.
I know how close you and your mother were. She told me many times. She just had something else in mind for you.
What is this?
She wanted you to open it when you were alone. Do you have a DVD player?
Yeah. It's in the closet next to the VCR and the butter churn. Hey, Bean.
Last week, I was getting my affairs in order. I found this list. I know you were only 13 when you wrote it, but it is a map toward your best self.
As a life motivator, this is kind of genius.
Really? Go all out in a mosh pit. Play one-on-one with the New York Knicks. Do stand-up comedy. Walk me through that.
You're not funny.
Every time you check off something from the list, Brad is going to give you one of these DVDs.
Are you kidding me?
This is totally crazy. But I trust your mom.
It's like I've fallen down this weird rabbit hole. Family secrets. Dad, you can't just drop a bomb like that and walk away. Private detectives, becoming friends with a lawyer.
So we're friends now.
Find true love. Why do I have a horrible feeling you've given up on that one too?
So you and Alex. You always talk like there's something wrong with you.
Life is beautiful and messy and complicated, and sometimes it doesn't look the way you think it's supposed to look. Keep going.
The Lifeless. Check it out. That does it for our show. Thank you all for joining us. Bye-bye.